What is up, booze loving fam? Long time no see. Turns out going back to college while also maintaining my full-fledged career and being even mildly present in my family life is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to create content. But that's okay. I just took my last final for the semester. I got a couple free weeks, so hopefully I'm going to have some time to create some stuff for you guys out there. So today I have the new Bud Light Seltzer Ugly Sweater Pack, and the flavors, some of them sound like they could be really good, and some of them sound like they could be really bad, and some of them sound like they could come somewhere in between. So you've got 4 flavors in this pack, and you've got an apple crisp, a ginger snap, a cranberry, and a peppermint patty, which that's the one to me that screams, this might be one of the worst things ever. Like, I just can't even imagine a peppermint patty seltzer, but who knows? I have run across a few of these weird flavors that are actually pretty good. So we're gonna get right into it. If there's like just a flavor that you wanna know about, I will put in the description below at what time I do which flavors. Now I am going to go with the apple crisp first, followed by the cranberry, then the ginger snap, and then the peppermint patty, because honestly, like, that flavor scares me just a tiny little bit. As far as statistics go for this, it's all your usual 100 calories can, 5% alcohol, pretty standard seltzer. So let's get into it. Oh my, the apple crisp smells absolutely fantastic. It's like somewhere between like a tart Granny Smith kind of smell and also like a pretty like sweet, maybe like a Gala or maybe even a Red Delicious. And I'm even getting something kind of akin to like an oat crumble, which is something you would expect because it doesn't just say apple, it says apple crisp and not crisp apple. So you're thinking more like desserty pie, which is what I'm smelling and what I kind of hope I'm gonna taste. Okay, this is really, really, really yummy. I'm really impressed with it. I'm really glad that like from the get-go, like that's the experience that I'm having because it makes me feel a little more like, optimistic about how these other flavors are gonna go. It definitely has an apple crisp flavor to it. It tastes like pie. I mean, I can definitely get sort of like a oaty, like buttery kind of flavor in the finish. And up front, it's like in a way, it almost kind of reminds me of like an Angry Orchard in the front. It's that very, very sweet kind of cidery taste. Always have to do my due diligence and make sure I try it out of both a can and a glass. No flavor diminishing whatsoever out of a glass. It still has everything that I tasted before. It doesn't lose any of the strength of the flavor whatsoever. Interestingly, it's a little harder to get the smell. All right, up next we've got cranberry. Very, very, very little aroma to this one, which makes me feel not optimistic. I mean, it's there, but you really got to search for it. Okay, wasn't expecting that. The flavor itself is actually pretty intense, and it's kind of nice. It's like, to me anyway, some people might not like this, but I am a purist when it comes to like cranberry flavored things. I don't really like the candied cranberry flavor. You go and you order like a vodka cranberry at a bar and it's not really cranberry juice. It's like juice cocktail. It's like mostly just sugar. I hate that. I absolutely hate it. I like the really, really tart cranberry. And that's really what this tastes like. Like, don't get me wrong. There's definitely some sweetness there, but it's kind of like the difference between the cranberry sauce that you get in a can that is basically just jelly, and then the cranberry sauce that you make from scratch that has actual cranberries in it. Like, yes, there's a lot of sugar in there, and yes, it does taste sweet, but it retains that really tart, really nice, like, kind of bitey cranberry quality. That's what I'm getting out of this. Smells about the same out of a glass. Flavor diminishes just a touch. All right, next we've got the ginger snap, and I'm super excited for this one because I love ginger and I love ginger snaps. And if this is successful, this might be like my, winter holiday seltzer, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been drinking some seltzers. I know it's it's like blasphemous and disgusting. But you know what? When you like work all day and you really, really want a drink when you get home, but you also have like 5 hours worth of homework to do, a 5% seltzer, man, that's my savior. Oh boy. This smells incredibly strong. Like, it smells like ginger snap cookies. It tastes like ginger snap cookies too. Like, it's interesting, like the flavor is not quite as strong as the aroma was, but it's definitely there. And it's almost even got, you know how when you bite into a ginger snap cookie and you're like chewing it up, like there's so much ginger in it that it kind of gives your mouth a little bit of like a drying effect. This is totally doing that. I don't know if this is just like a little bit of maybe something left over my palate, like I didn't palate cleanse enough between the ginger snap and the cranberry, but there is something like sort of like fruity in the aftertaste. I could possibly be imagining that. Man, out of a glass it smells weird. Like the strength is there, but I'm picking up something just a little bit off-putting. Like an uncooked flour kind of, which is strange in a seltzer. Okay, I am definitely not crazy. There is definitely like a sort of tart kind of cranberry-ish finish in this ginger snap one, which makes no sense. There's nothing on here to suggest that it would be fruity, but it's most definitely there. Like I thought maybe it was because I didn't palate cleanse enough between this one and this one, but I went back and I did it again and it's definitely still there. So I don't dislike it. Like it's complimentary and it's really nice. It's just weird because it wasn't something I was expecting. All right, we're on to the scary one. In no world could I possibly imagine a Peppermint Pattie seltzer tasting good, but the other three have been really, really surprisingly good. And so maybe we'll just see. Well, it definitely smells like a Peppermint Pattie. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Man, I'm a little scared, you guys. Okay. What? What just happened? Oh my God. This is, okay. One moment. I need to like collect myself here. Maybe try it again. Maybe it was a fluke. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know why this is happening or how it's happening. But this is delicious. It is so yummy. It is exactly what it says it is. It is most definitely Peppermint Pattie, and it is done incredibly well. Like, I thought for sure, like, that's disgusting. This is gonna taste absolutely awful. It doesn't. It's really good. And in a way, it's kind of like refreshing. I've never had a seltzer that had any sort of like chocolate, anything going on. This is wonderful. This is absolutely phenomenal. This is really, really good, especially considering the fact that, you know, for me, when we get around to like the colder weather, I am that basic bitch that wants those like coffee boozy drinks and like the chocolatey boozy drinks that are like 800 calories and like 40 grams of sugar, if not worse than that. And yeah, they're very tasty, but they're absolutely horrible for you. But if you're somebody who's trying to kind of get that same effect, but with less sugar, a lot less sugar, like almost no sugar, and a lot less calories, this might be a really good substitute for you because it's very chocolatey, which I don't know how they did it, but I'm impressed. The flavor is lost just a touch out of a glass, and just a touch. It's still definitely very, very candy-ish, very chocolatey, but just slightly less intense. All right, so final thoughts on the Bud Light Seltzer Ugly Sweater Pack. I am leaps and bounds more impressed with this than I ever thought even remotely possible. Not even just for a seltzer, but for seltzers that have like such weird flavors. I really didn't think a lot of these were going to work out. Like, I kind of had high hopes for apple crisp because, you know, even if it didn't come across as like a pie, it's pretty easy to pull off apple. And even with like the cranberry, that's another one that's, you know, a flavor that, you know, it might have been like the sweeter cranberry like juice cocktail that I wouldn't have liked, but people out there would like it. But when we started talking about like ginger snap and peppermint patty, I really did not think those were going to be successful. I thought those were going to be really, really awful, but it was absolutely the opposite. These are really, really good. And it's hilarious to me because when you think about, oh, we're coming to cold weather, which, you know, I'm in Missouri and it's like 65 degrees outside. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but it's not cold. It might be cold where you are. It's not cold where I am, but it's supposed to be cold. Don't think of a seltzer as being something you're going to reach for during the holidays. But these guys did it. These guys totally put together a variety pack of flavors that is seasonally appropriate, and they're really, really, really fucking good. So if you're a seltzer person and you want some holiday drinks and you don't want to have those holiday drinks that are incredibly bad for you, this is definitely something you should be picking up, and you should be doing it very soon because they are only available in very limited quantities. So sooner rather than later, go out and get it if it's something that you want. If you're not a seltzer person and you really like your holiday drinks, but maybe you've spent all of 2020 drinking too much and eating too much and sitting around doing nothing because obviously, and now you're trying to like dial shit back a little bit, this might be a good option for you. Just throwing it out there. Anyway, that's how I feel about it. I think it's really great. I'm probably going to buy a couple more just to have. You know, honestly, like that Peppermint Pattie might have been up there as one of my favorites out of the 4. Who the hell saw that coming? Anyway, that's my opinion. Take that information, do with it whatever you want. Thanks for watching.